So in this video I'm showing you an acrylic design with some crystals. So I've done on my natural nail prep, applied my tips and I've cut them to shape, and then coming in with my file, just refining the shape, keeping that flat file nice and flat against those side walls and free edge to get your nice crisp shape. And then I do just blend in the wings just so they don't stick up when you apply your acrylic. I then remove all dust and apply my CJP dehydrator to all the nails, and then come in with my CJP acid primer, just blotting any excess off. And as you can see, one dip into the bottle does apply to one hand. So apply that to all your nails. I then come in with a base of CJP crystal glass, using my big boy brush and the ultra adhesive CJP monomer. Just applying, like I say, a thin base. This just gives me something to file back to when my client comes back in for a redesign in 4 weeks' time. I don't apply right up to the cuticle unless it's a really dark colour, because this design is working with light colours that will cover when it comes to an infill. I just don't like to add too much bulk right up in that cuticle area. So on this nail, to start off with, I'm coming in with the 2 Crystal Nails FD powders that I mixed together. I can't remember the names because they are in just a random pot and I've had them ages. So I'm just picking up a really small bead of that coloured acrylic, just as a sort of a thin wash base layer on the nail. So I'm going to be building it up and adding more different glitter. So then come in with CJP pink diamonds, just pushing and placing that glitter where I want it. Just building up these layers, working nice and thin, so I'm not adding too much bulk. Again, that's a coloured acrylic powder as well. I'm then coming in with 2 different glitters. One is from the Smiley Glitter Store on eBay, and the other one is Stacey's Mom Glitter from the Glitter Planet. And with the Glitter Planet, I have a discount code which is Pilgrim10, which allows you to get 10% off your order, which is a bargain, and all their products are really reasonably priced anyway, so you're getting an extra bargain with that discount code. So with those ones, I just pick up with a really tiny bead of crystal glass, making sure I'm not adding too much bulk to the nail. And I will come back and cap that when it's set. So on this nail, I'm applying a reverse smile line. So I really push that round, keeping a bit of the bead in front of the brush, when you're pushing it round, so that you're naturally creating that wall. So you've not got as much work to do. If you keep your brush behind it, it keeps that wall there as you're pushing it. And then come in with the tip and the belly of your brush just to shape that smile line, get that nice crisp wall. And keep checking your angles. Look down the barrel of the nail to make sure that wall goes all the way around that smile line. And then once I'm happy, I will come in and apply my cuticle bead. So applying it right up to the cuticle, obviously not touching it, and get your brush right behind that bead. Push out to one side and blend up, and then out to the other side and blend that up into your first bead. Again, with CJP, you get so much time to work and play with your product. So if your smile line does need any more neatening up, then you can come in and do that. Keeping it nice and smooth. Again, just checking all the way through your application to make sure that wall does go all the way around that smile line. You want something to butt your acrylic or your glitter up to. Just make sure it's nice and crisp. So then come back to this first nail and cap in crystal glass. Applying quite a large bead at the cuticle area. Again, getting the brush right behind that bead, making sure it's nice and flush at your cuticle. And then walking the rest of the bead down the nail with the belly of your brush, making sure all that glitter's covered. And a quick tip for that is if all the glitter's matte, then it's covered. If you can still see any sparkly shiny bits, then that is bits that you've missed. And again, as you're capping, checking from all angles, making sure your apex is in the right place. In the back third of the nail, especially with nails of this length, you need a really strong structure and apex. So moving on to this middle finger, I'm coming in and applying CJP pink lace. This is a design powder, so it needs capping. And with the design powders, I tend to work quite thin and paint with them and build the colour up in layers rather than one big bead and trying to work it down the nail. Because these colours are really highly pigmented, I prefer to paint with the design powders. And just keep layering that up. And because you're layering, you're keeping those layers nice and thin. You're not adding loads of bulk, but you're adding a nice depth of colour. So again, just pushing that product right up into your cuticle area, getting it nice and neat, as close to the cuticle as you can without touching it. I then apply my pinching tool to that first finger, just feel it. If it's matte but mouldable and not sticky, then you're ready to pinch. And just keep adding bits of this pink lace where I feel necessary just to build up that colour. I'll come back and cap that nail when it's set a bit more. So on this nail, again coming in with pink lace at the cuticle area. Pushing that bead, as you can see, right up into that cuticle area, light sort of tapping motions. And then fading that up towards the tip. Again, working really thin with this design powder so I can build up the colour if I need to. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous sort of shimmery, really baby pink. I love this powder. Perfect for this design. This design is actually inspired by Luminous Nails on Instagram. Absolutely love her work. So then come back to the pinching, moving that on to the smile line, and then cap this ring finger in crystal glass. Again, my usual capping routine. Then come in with the 2 Crystal Nails glittered coloured acrylic mix and apply that at the tip, and then turn my brush around, keeping it nice and flat, and fade that glitter down the nail. And I then come in with the CJP Pink Diamonds again and just fading that down, pushing and placing those glitter pieces until I'm happy. And then come in with the other 2 glitters, the Smiley Glitter Store and the Glitter Planet Stacey's Mom glitter. Again, just pushing them and placing them on the nail until I'm happy. And then I will come back and cap this nail in crystal glass. And then this thumbnail is exactly the same as the little finger, just applying those glitters in layers, building them up, and then when I'm happy, capping in crystal. So I then come back to the ring finger and really refine that smile line with my 150 grit file, holding the file nice and straight at 90-degree angle, going all the way around, making sure that wall is nice and crisp. I then come in and just go round that smile line with a baby pink glitter that I mixed myself. I just picked that up using a tiny bead of crystal glass. And because I will be capping the free edge in clear, I don't build the glitter layer up to the same height as the wall. I like to leave a gap so I've got something to cap up to. And then come in with the Crystal Nails pink glitter mix. Again, just putting that right up to the smile line, just round it. Just pushing right into those wings, making sure you get right into those corners. And then come in with the more chunky glitters, again applying them up to the smile line and then just fading them up to the tip, keeping the very tip clear, so I wanted to go for the glassy effect on the end. I then cap that free edge in crystal glass. So onto my filing technique, starting on the right side wall as I look at it, refining that, getting it nice and crisp, holding your file nice and flat, making sure all that side is covered. Switching to your left side wall, refining your free edge and then coming round and tucking that file in round that left side wall. Going round your cuticle area, again really tucking that file behind your application. And then up the right side wall as you look. And then come down the barrel of the nail, looking down that barrel to make sure your nail is all balanced and even. Again, like I always say, if you imagine a line straight down the centre of the nail, you want both sides to be like a mirror image. So starting off thin at the side walls, coming up and then thin out to the other side wall, so tapering out. Again, checking your nail from all angles, from your side view to make sure your apex is in the right place as well. I then remove all the dust off those nails, and I'm coming in with NSI Polybond glue, just applying tiny little bits, and I'm going to be doing a love heart shape. So on this finger, this is one side of the love heart, and on the opposite finger I'll be doing the other side. So when the nails come together, they create a love heart shape. This was the design from Luminous Nails that I absolutely loved. So I start off with the smaller crystals at the edge, and as I'm coming round they get bigger, and I'm using my crystal katana to pick up the crystals. I get my crystals from all over the place, but I think these ones are from, the smaller ones are from Crystal Parade, and then the larger ones are the Glitter Planet crystals, AB, the mixed size ones, and I just keep going round adhering those crystals. And then start on a second layer, going round the top of the first row that I did. Again, starting off small but getting bigger straight away. I hope you'll see what I do. I'll just let you watch. And I then come in with my Chiara Sky No Wipe top coat. It's definitely the best bit of the whole set, revealing those stunning glitters. And on the crystal nail, I just go round the crystals and not over them. And then when I'm happy, I cure in my LED lamp for 60 seconds. And when that hand comes out of the lamp, just make sure you give it a minute to cool before you apply your cuticle oil. Here's your finished look. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed these as much as I enjoyed creating them.